or you can grab a copy up here. So it's a couple pages of the gory details on how the systems work, and then there's another 7 pages of the actual handouts that if you have an insurance policy, you may already have gotten it, but you probably can't find it anymore. So I've reproduced them here, not to scare you with the density of details, but at least you know where you and your insurance agent can find something to talk about if you decide you might be able to qualify. So I'm going to put those up here on this table if you're interested in a copy. Sure. All right, I want you to practice this. Ask your insurance agent. Say after me. Ask your insurance agent. Big important thing. He's the only one that can make the deal. So if he doesn't understand it, you're going to have to teach him, tell him to go look for it, and he's got to be your friend and ally in order to get it done. No matter what we're talking about, whether it's the premium discounts or the incentives for some of the insurance claims. Just put it up here. All right, I'm going to talk about 2 things that affect policies and claims. The first one is premium discounts. They've been in effect since about 2011. And the second is roofing upgrade incentives that if you're planning on re-roofing or if you had an insurance claim that's more than 50%, it would be a major asset with the wind pools in the state. So we'll start off talking about those that can qualify. Now, all of these things only apply to the coastal wind zones. The Department of Insurance chops up the state into different zones that are used for rating purposes, and only some of those are going to qualify for these discounts. So if your house is in Raleigh, forget about it. But if you're in the coastal zones that are shown in color in this picture, then you're going to qualify for some of them, maybe all of them. And the closer you get to the ocean, the better the incentives are, but the higher your insurance premiums are. So it's a double-edged sword. First, we're going to talk about the premium discounts, and there are 2 routes for that. These were from legislation that was passed in 2009 by the legislature that told the Department of Insurance they needed to start an incentive program to encourage better wind-resistant designs in buildings. So the first route is one that's purely offered by the Department of Insurance. These are available through every insurance company working in North Carolina. So there are no strings attached. Everybody that wants to do business in North Carolina has to offer the same options and the same discount rates. So that should all be the same. And the second is a program that was already in place, set up by the Institute for Business and Home Safety, and it's called Fortified Construction. And that's the second one we'll talk about. So the Department of Insurance is a pretty simple system. It says that they will offer discounts for hip roofs and for glazing protection, which could be either storm shutters other than plywood, and for impact-resistant glass. And if you have both of them, you can double your discount. The hip roofs and glazing protection are offered for discounts. A hip roof is just a roof that slopes down on all 4 sides, and there's no gable end or A-frame end. It's simple. And in order to qualify for that discount, all you have to do is give your insurance agent a picture of the roof. Not too complicated. But if you don't have it, and in this case the building in the foreground is a pure hip roof, but the building in the background has got gables on it, and it doesn't count. So you got to have a pure hip roof in North Carolina. Florida's discounts allow 10% gables, but not this one.
So there's no discount for the sloped ends
Right.
on the main house?
Where you've got it's a dormer is what disqualifies in the house in the background.
Just a
understand it's
regular
different house.
into the house,
Well,
gable,
gable end doesn't qualify.
as well, huh?
And there are some significant reasons for that. First, aerodynamically, the hip roof is a lot more stable. It's less like an airplane wing and less likely to lift. And also, it's attached on 4 sides very well. As you can see later, that's a significant problem in gable ends. So there's some reasoning behind that from engineering perspective. So for the roof photos is all you need. If you've got glazing protection, what you need to provide your insurance agent, and this is purely through your agent, you send him the package, you tell him what you want, and he gives you the discount. You have to have contractor installation certification that it was built as it was manufactured to be installed. And you have to have a product test documentation. And that also means that plywood shutters don't count. So if it's a tested shutter or a tested impact-resistant window, they're usually certified, and you should be able to get that certification, provide it to your insurance agent. You need to talk to your contractor or another contractor that's willing to certify that they were installed as designed, and provide that to your insurance agent. And I don't have a hip roof. I did install impact-resistant glass and shutters, and it went through my agent on the 3rd try, so it eventually worked. So how much can you save? It's not a big discount. It's 4 or 5% for each of those. You add them up, you get 9% or so. This seems to change every year or two. When these discounts came out, the general reaction of the industry is that this was about half or less what the actuarial improvement should be. But the Department of Insurance was scared of it. So they didn't want to have a big discount and give away a lot of money. But as long as they can test it and follow it over the years, they should see that these will pay off twice of what the discounts are now. So it's a start, it's not an end point. In Alabama, the discounts are about twice what we're getting here in North Carolina. So it's a start.
What's the difference between southern beaches?
These are those wind zones that I was describing. So 7 is one of the beachfront zones, and the rest of Carteret to Brunswick County is the southern 2nd row. So the discounts are going to change in each of those zones.
Spencer, you said in Alabama, the discounts are twice as much. Are the actuarials twice or 2 times of that, or is it because
No.
they better understand?
No, the Alabama's sponsored actually.
Okay.
And these are all, and North Carolina has a heavily regulated insurance industry. All of the rates are limited, and it's particularly issued in building construction. And most of the insurance companies that work here max out their allowed state limits. So not many discounts are out there. Otherwise, these are required by the Department of Insurance, so they have to offer these on every homeowner's wind policy. And these discounts are applied not necessarily to your homeowner's policy, they're applied to the wind coverage that may be within the homeowner's policy, or it could be kicked out to the wind pool, which is NC Joint Underwriting Association and NC Insurance, something. NCJUA and NCIUA. Those are
Could
the
you
wind pools.
quickly go back to your coastal zone designation? Yes.
You need to go back to
52. Voila.
So 7 and 8 are the 2 beach zones, and 52, 48, the other higher numbers. To make things worse, these numbers change periodically, so I don't even know that these numbers are in place. The point is, your insurance company knows what those guys are, and they will know what zone you're in and can calculate your specific discounts. So remember, okay.
Just quickly on 48 or 49, that's Beaufort County, that's an inland county, but you've got it in the darkest color. Does it qualify?
You'll have to ask your insurance agent, because these zones do change, so.
Assuming
they're
the zones
filling
were
with
the
it.
same,
I don't know.
do they all apply equally, or are some of them less so? Like you said, Brunswick at 52 did apply.
The beachfront zones are the highest discounts and the highest premiums. As you move inland, no farther landward than that limit, they will be reduced.
No further than the dark area shown.
Right, that's
Thank
the
you.
maximum it's gonna show.
I got it.
Bid brews, discounts, next one. Okay, the other route for the discounts is set up by an insurance group. It's a similar group to the people that invented crash test dummies and convinced you to wear a seatbelt. And the insurance companies were impressed enough with the way that changed driving habits in the United States, that they said, well, let's see if we can do something similar in hazard resistance. It's not just hurricanes and winds, it's across the board. They also do wildfires, which is popular in California right now. But they have a wind tunnel facility south of Charlotte, about 45 minutes, that tests full-scale buildings to destruction. It's got some really cool videos. You can go to their website and see the wind blow down a 2-story building, while one of their buildings costing $3,000 extra bucks doesn't blow down right beside it. They'll also burn down a few houses if you want to watch that. But anyway, they've got this hurricane system of progressively improved building standards that are inspectable and they think are supportable as measurable improvements in the performance of buildings in hurricanes and high winds. So it's tested in full scale. It's not just theoretical. It's based on insurance claims and the experience of the adjusters. And I think it was not exactly what I expected after 40 years in the business, but it makes sense